I encourage founders and CEOs to adopt a consumption mindset into their business strategy, into their company strategy. So we want to get our customers to consume as much of the solution as possible. And it plays out in the real world in two ways. The first is obviously if you have a member-based or subscription-based service, you want to get as many members or subscribers on that service as possible. I mean, that's obvious. The second way that it plays out is if once you implement the solution, we tend to think of customer success as onboarding the customer, training them, getting them live on the system, and then responding to customer support calls and trying to make them happy and so forth. On the customer support side, I want to go a little bit further, and I want to ensure that my customers are consuming as much of the platform as possible. So we're bringing value to life to them, and we're getting them to use as much of the product that we can to reinforce the value that they're getting. And what does that lead to? That leads to a sticky customer, doesn't it? So there's a couple things that you can do to encourage this customer consumption mindset. And the first is you can do it with pricing. And we're all familiar with scalable tiered models when we make a proposal. If you reach this level, you pay X, but if you go over that level, you're gonna drive your unit costs down. So those are kind of some of the basic tricks that you can do with pricing. There are other things that you can do with pricing to encourage consumption, and it's a really effective way to get the buyer to use more of the solution. On the customer support side, it's important to instill in that culture that their goal is not only to answer the support calls and respond to problems and so forth, but to bring value to life for that customer, to understand how they're using it, and to proactively find ways to get them to use it more effectively, use more of the solution. So that's what I mean when I talk about establishing a consumption mindset into your strategy. We want our customers to use as much of the solution as possible and bring as many participants into using the solution as makes sense for the organization.